Patty Dooley here with Tupperware, and today I'm bringing you a new recipe. How many of you like cake? Say yes. Yes, me. Especially if it's chocolate. But today I'm doing a cake in the pressure cooker. Now I've had some questions on, can you do desserts in the pressure cooker? And you can do desserts in the pressure cooker. If you haven't heard me talk about the pressure cooker, this is the Tupperware pressure cooker that works in the microwave. It has a lid lock for the top. This is not a handle, so don't try to pick it up by this because you could drop it on you and that would be bad. And then we have a release valve, and steam comes out here. The lid locks. There's an arrow here and an arrow on this side, and you just twist and unlock the lid. Then it has a gasket in here, just like a pressure cooker would. And then this has a 2-quart capacity. There's a minimum fill line in here and a maximum fill line in here. So what we're going to do today is it's like a, let me think, Black Forest cake in here. Black Forest lava cake. And it's really just some basic ingredients. And if you will look down in the description, I will put the recipe down there. But first I need to work on the pudding mix that goes in the recipe. And that calls for 2 cups of milk and a package of chocolate pudding. So I'm going to pour that in here. This is my quick shake. I'm going to pour that in. And then I'm going to put my little sifter shaker thing inside there. Just drop that in. And then I'm going to put the top on. Make sure I get it on tight, because I really don't want leaks everywhere. And then make sure that this is down. So we're going to shake this, get that pudding going, because it needs to set for a minute or two after you shake it. So we've got to shake it here pretty good and get it mixed up. Now you could do this with a mixer if you wanted to. I just decided to do it this way. We'll see how it works. But we have to get it well blended in here. The recipe calls for, like I said, a Black Forest cake mix, or a, let me see, what is that? Yeah, a Devil's Food cake mix. I'm sorry. And the only one I had was just a regular chocolate. So we are going to improvise a little bit. Does everybody always have everything? No. So that's the beauty of working in your own kitchen and doing your own thing, is that you can improvise if you need to. Or if you want to. If you want to change the flavor, you can do that. I'm hoping this is shook up enough. We will let it sit here for a few minutes while we mix up the cake, and then we'll see. So we're going to set that aside. And now I have the Power Chef that I'm going to use to mix the cake up in. Now I've done all kinds of videos and things showing using the Power Chef. But if you have never seen the Power Chef before, it comes with a blade and a funnel, so you can chop, whip, mix, blend, puree, all of that you want to in here. Make salsa, make mayonnaise. We're fixing to mix a cake in here. Just tons of things that you can do. So to get started with mixing cakes in here, you really want to put the liquids in first. So it calls for 1 1/4 cups of water, and I'm going to pour that water in here. Then it calls for 1/3 cup of oil. We're going to put that in. And it calls for 3 eggs. We're going to put the eggs in here. There we go. Let me get my towel, wipe my hands off. We're going to put the top on, and we want to just blend the egg and the oil and the water together for just a second. And you don't want to have to pull it really, really hard. Just enough to get things, all of that combined in there. And that should do it. And now we're going to take the cake mix. It's just a, you know, a regular box cake mix. And we're going to pour half the cake mix in first. Put the top back on. And we're going to pull and blend this together. And then we're going to pour in the remainder of the cake mix. And it just works easier this way. If you try putting the cake mix in the bottom, you know, it's kind of dry on the bottom and it's kind of hard to pull a little bit at first. So you just want to be able to mix that up a little bit easier. And I'm going to make sure I scrape any dry cake mix off the top up here. And we're going to put the top back on. Make sure that is locked, and then we're going to just finish blending up the cake mix in here. Now, as you can tell here, it's a little bit harder to pull. That's because the cake mix is thick. And you, like I said, you can do this in a bowl with a hand mixer if you want to. That's all up to you. And I'm going to take that off and kind of scrape down, make sure I've got all the dry mix in there. And then we'll just give it a couple more turns and it should be good. Okay, that is all mixed up. So we're going to take that top off, set that over to the side, and now we're going to take the pressure cooker and we're going to pour the cake mix in there. Get this paddle out. Like I said, I make mayonnaise in this thing. It takes just a couple of minutes really to make mayonnaise, and I even have a video on that, so I'll try to link that above so you can check out that video. I do salsa in this thing. I chop vegetables in here, and if you're doing baby food, you can steam your vegetables and then puree them in here as well. So let's go ahead and pour this in. And if you notice, I'm not greasing or spraying this at all. Make sure I get all of that with my silicone spatula. You know, you see them make all these recipes on shows and stuff, and then they leave half the stuff in the container. I was like, I can never understand that. So if you're going to go through all that process of mixing everything up and only pour half of it in there, why make the whole batch like that? It's just a thing for me. I don't know. But I'm going to set this aside. Alright, now we have that done. I'm going to use my little bag here to set that on. I'm going to give this another shake, and you can tell it's not shaking anymore, so it is thickened up, and that's what we want. Ooh, look at all that scrumptious pudding. Oh, I love pudding. I just need to get it off of the little shaker here so I can pick that out. Might be a little nasty on the fingers, but that's okay. We've got that. Let's put this in the sink. Wipe the hands off. And then we're going to take the pudding mix and we're going to just drop it in mounds over the cake. So here we go. There's one there. Right here. And this is just that, you know, the small box of pudding mix calls for the 2 cups of milk. So I'm kind of putting this in a circle around in the here, and then I'm going to put this last bit probably in the middle of the cake. Probably get my silicone spatula in there to get the rest of that out. Oh yeah, here we go. And we are just going to spoon that a little bit. I'm not taking it completely to the edges of the cake mix in here. I'm kind of staying about 1 inch away from the edge. So we've got that. And now we need to spoon some a can of cherry pie filling on here to put over the top of this. I think I've been all the way around that, and we're going to lift that top off, and then we're going to take a spoon here, and then we're going to just begin to spoon the cherries around the edge like we did with the chocolate pudding. I love canned cherry pie. I could just... Is it good for me? Probably not, but you know, sometimes you just gotta indulge a little, and that's okay, as long as it's not all the time. A little bit from time to time is okay. I'm putting this, like I said, I'm not going completely to the edges. And I think that's the last of the cherries there. Oh, there's a couple more in there, so we're gonna get that out and move this around so we've got cherries spaced out here. Ooh, got some up on the side. So I'm going to try to tilt it up so you can see, and that's how it's looking so far. And then I need 2 cups of chocolate chips, or 1.5 cups. You know, kind of depends on your taste for chocolate chips. And I'm just going to sprinkle these all over the top. Now this is for somebody who loves chocolate and cherries, because we will be in heaven. I think myself, as much as I like chocolate, I'm thinking at least this 1 cup is going to do it right here. Cover up those few spots. Okay, so we have that done. You can see maybe a little bit there. Now what I'm going to do is put the top on, and I'm going to match these arrows up that's on the edges here with the arrows on the handles. And there's a little drip there that I need to clean off. I'm going to put that on, match the handles up, and then I'm going to twist so that's locked there. And then I'm going to put this lid lock on and snap that down. And I'm going to put this in the microwave for 10 minutes at high power. Now my microwave is 1250, so I'm going to bump it down 1 notch to bring it down to 1200 and cook it for 10 minutes. Then I'm going to have to let the steam settle, because this little valve here needs to be all the way down and no steam needs to be coming out of here. So I'm going to do that, and when all of that's done, we will come back and open this up and check out the dessert. So stay right here, we will be right back. Okay, so we let this cook for 10 minutes in the microwave, and then I'll let it cool for 10 minutes. As you can see, the valve is down. No steaming come out of the hole. So I'm going to unlock the top here, take that handle off, and we're going to twist And you always want to be careful of steam coming out and keep it away from your face. Woo, woo, woo. And that's how it cooked up. It's still a little jiggly because you've got pudding in there, you have pie filling in there, and you have chocolate chips in here. So what I'm going to do is dip some of this out. Like I said, it's still hot. It'll probably help if you let it cool a little bit before you do all of this. But the cake is pulled away from the sides up here at the top. But we are just going to go ahead and dig in and get us a big, huge pumpkin scoop. Oh my word. All the goody stuff is on the bottom. Take and pour that over the top. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, my goodness. And there we go. That is the Black Forest lava cake right here. As you can see, it looks delicious. And I believe I'm going to have to try some. But if you'd like to know more about the pressure cooker and how you can get one, you can always contact me at Facebook. You can get me at facebook.com/twpattydooley, and by email you can do it at pattydooley@hotmail.com, and I'll be glad to get with you. If you need more information about it, I'll be glad to get with you and explain the pressure cooker and give you recipes and ideas and tips on how to use it. So this is our recipe for today. Join me here next Monday for another recipe. And if you are watching this, check down in the descriptions. I have a monthly giveaway. So number one, if you're not a Tupperware consultant, you can sign up for it. And I do a monthly giveaway from there. And then I have a little survey on asking various questions about what you would like to see and me do. And then when you fill that survey out, you will get a little recipe book from me on how to do and create your own spices. So at any time that you need a catalog or the current sales brochure, just let me know and I'll be glad to drop one in the mail to you. So you guys have a great day, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.